the question is, okay, Brian, what if I'm working while I collect Social Security? Let's get rid of the confusion about this and make it simple for you. The earnings test only applies if you've elected to collect Social Security before you reach your full retirement age. So that's important, right? And it only applies to the person who's earning income from a job. So it would only impact that person's Social Security, right? That was actually the next bullet point anyway. The earnings test only applies if the person receiving is the one earning the income. And you can see it right on Social Security, your Social Security statement. Social Security Administration actually talks about it on your statement. It says you can work and still get retirement or survivor's benefits. If you're younger than full retirement age, there are limits on how much you can earn without affecting your benefit. When you apply for benefits, we'll tell you what the limits are. Well, let's not wait till then. Let's actually find out now, right? So essentially, until the month you turn your full retirement age, until the actual month that you turn 66 or 67 or whatever your full retirement age is in between, working might reduce your monthly benefit amount. It's important to know that once you reach full retirement age, you can work as much as you want, and Social Security wouldn't impact your benefits. But even if your benefits were impacted by this, once you reach your full retirement age, your benefits would be recalculated for anything that was withheld. So a key takeaway, a key takeaway here is that this is not a penalty. It's just something to be aware of. Right? It's not a penalty. It's not like you're losing the money. It's just something to be aware of. It could impact your cash flow if you're not ready for it. But the big takeaway is even though you're working during the time you receive Social Security or retirement benefits, and that might reduce your benefits based on this earnings test, which we're going to kind of show you the thresholds, it also would mean a higher benefit in the future. Right? So let me just show you an example. Here's the formula. There's 3 thresholds. You can see these numbers. And they change every year. So these have been updated for 2021. The first threshold is $18,960. So what does that mean? If you're working and you're not, you're still younger than your full retirement age, if you earn more than $18,960 in a given year, so that's wages, and you're collecting Social Security will start to withhold $1 for every $2 above that you're earning above that $18,960. Okay, I'm going to show you an example of this in a few minutes. Another threshold is the year that you're going to turn full retirement age. They bump that threshold up. So in the year that you're going to turn, whatever your full retirement age is, 66, 67, or somewhere in between, they bump that threshold up. So now there's a higher threshold until your Social Security benefits would be impacted by wages. And if you make more than $50,520 that year, they start to withhold $1 for every $3 above. Okay. And then lastly, once you're full retirement age, there's no limit on what you can be earning and what your Social Security benefit checks would be. Right. And it actually starts the month that you turn full retirement age. So there's no impact on your benefits at that point. But I want to just give this do a slightly different example for you. Because again, this is just all about cash flow. It's not a penalty. It's just about cash flow. So here's an example of how the formula works. It only applies to earning income before your full retirement age. So let's say you started collecting your benefits at age 62. So that's earlier than full retirement, right? And the next year, and maybe you collected them because you weren't working, you were scared, and you didn't expect to be laid off or whatever. So you start collecting Social Security, but the very next year you start working at a new job and you're earning 40 grand a year. Here's how the earnings test would impact your situation. You have $40,000 in earnings. You're younger than full retirement age. So the threshold for you is $18,960. So that actually means that you're earning $21,000 over that threshold. So what Social Security does is they basically say that, okay, we're going to do that $1 for every 2 above the threshold. So we're going to withhold $10,000 of Social Security benefits throughout the course of the year, right? And they recognize this from payroll taxes, right? So as soon as you start earning more than that threshold, they recognize and they start to reduce your benefits. And then obviously if something changes about your job, you're going to have to let them know. It's really just a cash flow thing. Right. So you just have to be aware of it. I mean, you just don't want to be expecting your $2,000 Social Security check to be coming in. And then all of a sudden, because you got a job, you're not aware of the fact that all of a sudden the check might go away or be reduced. So it's not a penalty because your benefits will be increased in the future. But any questions about that, of course, let me know.